What's going on, y'all? If you are new here, my name is Paz, a top-ranked legend player in SUPERVIVE with a couple of tournament wins on my belt alongside TLD, and today we are going to cover one tip for every rank in SUPERVIVE so you can improve fast and get the shiny number you so desperately desire. Starting off with bronze, the focus has to be on the fundamentals, which really goes for all ranks, but the key to success is by creating a solid foundation to build your skills upon. The biggest tip I can give you when you are first starting is to just play around with all of the different hunters, learn what everyone does, what you like, what you don't like, and figure out what you see yourself playing for the long term. Don't stress yourself out about losing early or your rank at all, because you'll rank up simply by playing a bunch eventually. Your priority in bronze is to find how you enjoy the game and capture that, chasing it alongside chasing your improvement throughout all of the other ranks. Now that you have made it to silver, it's time to take everything that was learned in bronze and start applying it. This is where you should refine your hero pool to 3 to 4 hunters that you really like and stick to them ideally. On top of figuring out your hunters, it is also important to start thinking about how you should go about playing a basic game of SUPERVIVE. I have a video on this specific topic, but a great game of SUPERVIVE is always derived from a really solid early game. Open vaults, get powers, and dominate the lobby. While playing in a stack isn't necessary at silver, now is a great time to start looking around for players with similar interests and different hero pools to play with. Not only will this make your experience more enjoyable, but it will also help you in the long run when you start playing against some of the stronger stacks in the game. If you are struggling to find people in your ranked games, join the Discord in the description where we have a specific tab dedicated to finding new players to play with. Anyways, let's move on to gold. Gold is a transitioning point between learning the game and becoming a solid SUPERVIVE player. In gold, you should have or almost have a basic understanding of the game, meaning you are ready to do certain things with confidence. In gold, I would start looking for fights instead of simply trying to survive, which I do see a lot of new players doing. The reality is that SUPERVIVE has a lot of items in the game that are important to bring into late circles to make fighting easier, and you can do that by eliminating teams and taking map control in the early to mid game. So in gold, I would focus on getting as many kills as you can in a game and challenge yourself to fight and learn rather than rat and live for placement points. If you feel like you are struggling to take fights and win consistently, you should definitely go into arena and practice to either warm up before you play or learn new interactions for your hunter alongside others while constantly fighting. I could see gold being the first rank where people stay pretty stuck in, so don't feel discouraged if you are stuck. Give yourself time to learn the game and get solid. It's only a matter of time. Now that we have finished our discussion of gold, it is time to move on to platinum, where you are really going to want at least a duo with you if you are in the squad queues. Because you are in platinum, you are going to start getting pulled up into higher leveled lobbies, and it is going to challenge you to perform in ways you haven't needed to before. So it is important to warm up before you play in arena now more than ever. The other thing that I feel a lot of players do not think about before they play is the builds that they are running on their characters. A lot of players just run what the recommended items are up until this point. The best way to learn what to run on what characters comes down to the patch, but I have linked streamers of every single character in the description so you can ask them what they run when they are live. Oddly enough, I don't see a lot of players in platinum, meaning that the rank is either a gate for gold players struggling to climb up or a breeze for players that go right to diamond. So let's talk about them next. Diamond is by far the most toxic rank in SUPERVIVE right now. I have not run into any problems with any other players until I was solo queuing one day and I ran into a bunch of diamonds. And my biggest piece of advice to you guys is that you are not that guy, pal. You are not that guy. If you ever get into your head that you are the GOAT and that everyone else is worse than you in the lobby, you seriously need to get a reality check, considering the game has not even been out for a month yet. You are not the best player in the game. You are not playing perfectly. Stop acting like you are and focus wholly on yourself and what you could do to carry each and every game. This is going to come down to two things: practicing your mechanics by playing more and just playing faster in general, especially during the tedious portions of the game. Get your early game done fast, immediately path to objectives you want to go for, and cut out as much downtime as possible you may have reading what powers do, what items you want to build, and whatever else you have slowing you down. And if this doesn't work in a month's time. Start recording your gameplay and expose what you may be struggling with to yourself. Now we have Masters, where honestly, if you got here alone, that is pretty damn impressive. This is the rank where you start consistently playing against legend players, so I would definitely recommend that you find a stack fast, because solo queuing out of this rank might be crazy difficult. I would mainly focus on finding other players close to you in rank and running the meta combos every season. If you don't have a stack, just run the best carry champ and frag out. So this most recent season, just go play Brawler Hudson and pray that you can carry out enough fights to get enough kill points and dash away if you need a res when things go south. Next up, we have Grandmaster, where stacking is no longer an option, it is a way of life. The only way you are going to get to Legend, the top 100 players, is by stacking and running a ton of games. That being said, it's not about just killing everyone and winning every lobby anymore, it's about simply doing it more than everyone else. It's practically a full-time job at this point. The way you would improve once you hit Grandmaster though is by scrimming with your squad and truly experiencing the competitive side of SUPERVIVE. In the description, I will have a link to a Discord where you can go LFT for teams and possibly start competing in scrims. Just know that the climb from Grandmaster to Legend is the hardest bracket to overcome, especially if you are just now getting into the game, since you are competing with everyone else that has been getting weeks worth of RP. The devs have stated that they will start increasing the RP ante the higher you go in Legend and Grandmaster, but that isn't in yet, so to be honest, it's just going to come down to playing a ton. And now we have Legend. Once you make it here, you definitely don't need my videos anymore. But if I had to give advice to all those scrim partners I'm scrimming against, use ranked to play the pub stomp characters and just clear lobbies. Get as many games in as possible and crank those mechanics, brother. And that clears out my tips to climb between each and every rank within SUPERVIVE. Give yourself time to learn the game and don't blame your teammates for your own mistakes, and you'll be a master in no time. Thank you guys all so much for watching, but until next time, I've got to peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.